Hey, we're back again, Coon Prairie Ramblers, with the KC and the Luke, the mailman, and the little affable type.
Oh.
Yeah, and we talk about scary stuff,
I'm afraid so.
like the Werewolf of London.
All that good stuff.
Hey, tell me about Rooster getting scared.
Rooster, well, he loves to scare people. He delights in that. We were talking about on the first segment, but the only time I remember him being scared the most, and the best story was, it's hard to rattle him because he's always laughing and puts up a good front there. But one time he was home alone when he lived over there back behind me with his second wife, and he was in the shower. He was taking a shower in there, and he didn't know that his wife got off early and came home. So his wife came home, and she got in the bed and got up underneath the covers, and she pulled them all the way up to her eyeballs. All it was showing was her eyeballs, and she had a mass of brown, wavy hair. So she threw that out it was covering the whole pillow, and just her eyeballs were sticking out or whatever.
Yeah.
And Royce gets out.
She did that on purpose. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Royce gets out of the shower, and he dries off, and he's walking through the house naked. So he comes in the bedroom, and he's fumbling around in the closet and in the dresser to get him some skivvies or whatever. And for some reason, he happened to see her in the peripheral vision. He looked around like that, and man, he screamed just like a woman. Because number one, he was naked. You feel vulnerable anyway. That's a terrible time to be scared anyway. Then you see these eyeballs and all this hair or whatever.
Hey, brother, Uncle It.
That'd been it. I mean, I'd have paid good money to see that, but I wouldn't want to see him naked. Now, if we could take away that part of it, if I could see what part of it I wanted to, that would be classic right there. But he had me at the same house he lived in. I lived over there kind of behind him. And he had a buddy staying with him before he got married, so he had me come over and scare him. Had this ugly mask I was telling you about in the first segment, pulled down over your head, had a hair on it, and it was just awful, god awful. Looked kind of like Uncle Creepy in the old Uncle Creepy magazines, who it was based on, I think. So this guy named Scott was living with him. It wasn't Scott Fisher, it was another guy. I won't give his last name. And Roy says, I want you to come over at about such and such time after dark with the mask on. So I dressed up and had a big coat on and an ugly mask. I went over there, and he says, I'm going to let you in the back door at a certain time. So he goes there and he opens a sliding glass door, and the screen lets me in because he says, well, Scott, I'm going to take out the trash or whatever. So that was his excuse for opening the door. And he's out there a few minutes to take up the time, and I step in the house. And he closes the door, and he says, well, Scott, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to go to bed or whatever. So I'll see you later on. He walks right past Scott in the living room. Scott's laying on the couch watching TV. Royce goes to his bedroom. Now, Scott knows there ain't nobody but them two in the house. Mm-hmm. That's the only two in the house that he knows about. So I come creeping into the room there, and I think the only light in the room was the TV. It was real dark. And I was coming up from behind him. His head was facing away from me. It was perfect. And I come, and I didn't make any noise or whatever. I just come and I kind of stood over him or whatever. And he was watching TV, but I think he kind of sensed my presence. When he started turning his head around. Before he got his head turned completely around, I jumped right on top of him, right on the couch, grabbed him by the throat, and was choking him.
Oh, my God.
He was a tall, skinny guy. I about beat to death by these arms and legs and all this screaming. And Royce was laying in bed waiting on that. He was laughing so hard he couldn't hardly walk out of the bedroom. But he come in there and they just laughed and laughed about that. But Scott never trusted him after that.
Fortunately, he didn't have a concealed weapon on him.
You're right about that. You scare anybody today, you're putting your hands in the life in the hands of the Philistines. Anything could happen to you.
That's pretty good one.
Yeah, you ever scare yourself?
Yeah, every time I look in the mirror.
Yeah, I did it. When I was a little bitty boy.
Yeah.
And
I was a little boy.
And the devil called my name. I used to watch Chiller Night.
Chiller,
Fright Night.
Thriller.
Yeah.
And, might be the phone. Speaking of getting
put
scared.
That thing on vibrate there.
Yeah, all right.
That scared me.
And, oops, that is vibrating.
Meanwhile,
anyway, I watched Chiller Fright Night, and one day, we lived in town. This is in Columbus, and right off of Broad Street, and I thought I heard something at the door, so I got up and I went to the. And we had our door had it was a glass front, it had a glass door all the way,
right,
glass panels.
Right.
So I stick my face up to the glass panel and I see my reflection.
Well, that would do it.
And that scared me. That's amazing. It was kind of. It was it wasn't a good reflection. It was kind of an eerie reflection.
Mine never is good either.
Man, yeah.
That would do it.
It scared me so bad I tore the curtain off the door. I can remember that so good.
Oh, I guess.
And another time we're watching Chiller Night. It was just about time in Columbus they came out with the the sirens used to be like that.
Yep.
Well, they came out with this boo 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 boo. This thing.
English.
Yeah.
Or Paris.
Something like that.
French.
And it was, but
Siren.
this is like in the 60s, mid 60s. It
Wow.
was a different type of siren that I never heard before, and I'm sitting there watching children. All of a sudden, I hear this siren goes by, and it's just a different siren I never heard of because in Columbus you hear sirens all the time, but usually it was
Yeah.
Anyway,
That scared you?
oh yeah.
You got one?
I'll tell you a story. This involves mask,
A mask.
but it's not a scary story. But it's we used to have, trying to find a picture, we used to have an old man and an old woman mask, and they fit down completely.
I've seen a picture of y'all wearing them before.
They fit
You and
completely
Kathy.
down over your head into your shirt.
Had hair and everything.
Had neck, it covered your neck completely, and in the back it velcroed together where if you looked at it, it looked like
Like a real person.
like a real person. Well, we put those masks on together. She had like on a sort of a gingham-looking dress that sort of looked the period of an older
shawl or
person
something.
would wear, and I had on a pair of overalls and a long-sleeve shirt. And we'd go around and talk to people, and they wouldn't know who we are. But we went one day to my mother and father's house, knocked on the door, and they said, "Come on in." We came on in and sat down and talked to them for 15 solid minutes. They don't have a clue who we are.
Did you try to disguise your voices?
Yeah. And,
You had them, huh? Well, they was pretty friendly letting strangers like that.
I think we talked to them about that in the future.
I heard that. That was a test right there, a safety test.
And the same mask one day, I went to an office uptown to a businessman, and sitting down and walked up there and I said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And shook his hand. He said, "Good, come on here, I want to talk to you."
Oh, boy.
And he thought I was a guy from Sarasota.
Really?
He thought I was Cy Bishop. And we sat down and talked for a while.
That's a pretty good mask
And
right there.
It was.
You got some mileage out of that.
Oh, we did it many a time. And having the whole ensemble
Yeah.
helped out.
Wow.
But yeah, Kathy dressed up like and she had a little cane.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen a picture of y'all standing in front of
Yeah.
a door dressed like that. You had it at Halloween or something.
I'll have to find
You
it.
put on there. Yeah, and send that to Mel to put on the
The mail.
video. And for the YouTube version, I'll try to send one of the ugly masks I had.
Well, we had a bunch of them. I mean, and what's funny is Kathy used to put on you know what the Scream mask looks like? It's kind
Yes.
of, okay.
That long
She
white
had
face.
one of those, and it goes down the back and tucks in your shirt and all.
The silent scream. Is
Yeah.
what it is.
It's a movie Scream.
Oh,
And then the bad guy wore that.
okay.
And
It's like an elongated skull with a real long
Oh,
mouth.
right.
weird looking.
Yeah.
And our granddaughter, Mason, was scared to death of it. And she'd ask, excuse me, she'd ask Kathy to go put it on, knowing it's going to scare her. But she still wanted Kathy to go put it on.
Oh, my goodness.
Kathy go put the mask on. And she'd come out there and make it scream and holler and run from it. I guess there's some desire in us
Uh-huh.
to be frightened, because she would ask for the Kathy, and Kathy go get that. We still got that mask. And,
I'd save that one.
oh yeah, it was funny. 'Cause
There's pictures of that one floating
I
all
mean,
over
I
the
bet
internet. It's
you
a popular mask.
she's asked Kathy a half a dozen times to put that mask on, and they were scared to death.
She's still
And
scared. She likes to be scared.
Yeah, but she knew it was Kathy, because Kathy just walked off, put the mask on, and came back, and and
It
she
did,
took
huh?
off running.
That's hilarious. Well, there's a thrill of being scared, I guess.
I guess that probably releases some endorphins.
Yeah, adrenaline rush, a little bit of everything.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, get your kidneys working and your bowels too if you ain't careful. It's
Yeah.
very bad enough. Well, we done scared ourselves right out of another segment, so y'all hang tight and we'll be back for number 3.